Hello, my name is Kimatina. I'm here to give you another episode of the Sweet Talk. A few things that I would like to go over with you in this episode are a couple tricks that I discovered from Barbara Draspy on Google Slides, how you can do a drop shadow and a reflection in wood art and on shapes. So I'm going to show you that. I'm also going to show you a cool trick from Eric Kurtz that I discovered from his blog on inserting digital mathematical expressions into Google Forms and Google Docs. And since this week is Computer Science Education Week, I was just going to go over a few things that were available through the code.org website, some resources and different applications that you may have found helpful. So with all that, what I'm going to do is share my screen. And the first thing that I'm going to show you is Google presentations. I want to show you a few tricks in Google Slides that you may find helpful. So what I'm going to do is I have a demo presentation open, and on a blank slide, I'm going to go to the Insert menu, and I'm going to select Word Art. And I'm just going to put, I don't know, practice in here. And you can see I have the text in Word Art, and it's displayed, you know, with a fill and, you know, and a border. I can change the font. I can also change the fill, and I can change the border color. I can also change the thickness of the border color. So those are nice features that are always available in Google Slides, but recently there was a few updates to Google Slides, and one of the updates that I discovered from Mrs. Draspy and was drop shadow. So if I right click on the word art and go down to format options, I get two options here available, drop shadow and reflection. So if I expand the drop shadow menu, I get to select the different color. I can select the transparency, the angle of the drop shadow. All right, and the distance. So here you could actually really tell that there's a shadow behind the word art there. Another feature, and I'm going to uncheck that to disable it. Another feature is reflection. So if I open up the reflection menu, you can see here that my text is being reflected underneath my my word art. So you can use this for a different special effect in your presentation. It just gives it a little nice a nice look to it. And you can also change the distance of it from the word art, the original word art, and you can change the transparency of it. So I thought these two tricks were pretty cool to show and share with you in this episode. So that was Google Presentations. The next thing that I'm going to show you is sometimes people are a little hesitant about creating mathematical quizzes on Google Forms, or even put in the equations in digital format, because they either have to purchase a third-party application and insert the formulas into the Google Docs or the forms, or they just figure it's just easier just to do it the old-fashioned way. Well, again, Eric Kurtz, he found this tool. It's a third-party tool called Cogs, and this website is www.codecogs.com, and it will allow you to insert an equation into digital format into your Google Docs or your slides or your forms. So for this example, I'm going to insert an equation into Google Forms. So right here, I'm going to go to Equation Editor. And then once the equation editor opens, I'm going to scroll down to the middle and click on Full Panel Range. And you're going to want side by side next to your document or your Google form. So here's my Google Doc, and I actually created these formulas in Cogs. So I'm going to open up Drive, and I'm going to open up a form. It's a little slow. Alrighty, I'm just going to get to a blank spot. Here's an area in my form that I can add a question. So I'm going to add a question. And I am going to just put the question in here. All right, I have a question in here, and I can select the file type. I can select, I think it was multiple choice. Okay, and in the multiple choice options, I can insert an image. So I'm going to add an image. Okay, so this is the screen that I have open. Now I'm going to go back to Cogs. And in here, I'm going to insert an equation. So let's just say, for example, I want to insert a fraction. So I can select the fraction, and it inserts the formula for my fraction in here. So, and you can see down here that it displays the equation. And if this is correct, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your Google form, and you're going to select by URL. And now I have to go back to my Cogs. And I'm going to click on this image down on the bottom and just drag it into the URL text box. And with that, it displays the fraction or the equation right underneath. So I hit select, and now it inserts that equation into my question. So let's go back to Cogs, and we will insert a different one. So say, for example, I have 3x plus okay, and if this is the correct format for my equation, what I'm going to do is go back into my Google form, and I'm going to add another option for my my question. I'm going to add the image and go to by URL, and I'm going to go back to my Cog website and just drag that equation into my URL text box, and my equation will be displayed here on the bottom. I hit select. Okay, now obviously you can't tell if the equation is being displayed correctly because the X is over here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of clean this up a little bit. I'm going to view the form, and you can see here that my equations are inserted in as options for my question here. So this tool, codecogs.com, is a great way of inserting mathematical expressions or equations into forms, into docs, or even into Google Slides. So I would highly recommend that you check out this website, codecogs.com. And I also created a blog post about it. So here it is, how to create digital mathematical expressions on my Tech Lady blog. So you can visit my blog also, or go to Eric Kurtz's blog at controlaltachieve.com. The last thing that I want to show you is some resources for Computer Science Education Week. So one resource that I sent out to teachers in my school was from code.org. Obviously, they're the front runners in the computer science education movement, along with other companies that are sponsoring and supporting this movement also. So if you don't have an account for code.org, I would highly recommend that you create one. And once you create one, you're going to click on the menu here and you go down to Learn. And this page is going to display. And if you go down to the Hour of Code section, it's probably in the middle of the web page, you click on View More Hour of Code Tutorials. Now, of course, you can try these, but many of my students in my district had already experienced with these tools. So I ended up going to third-party applications for students in my school. So you can actually go down here and you can see all of the different applications that you can use. But if you scroll down to More Activities from Partners, and you click Go, a website that you can sort by grade level and by beginner or intermediate level. So if you go to grade 6 through 8 and you go to beginner level, you can see all of the resources for Computer Science Education Week. If you go to comfortable, intermediate level, it brings up different resources. And again, these are third-party applications that you can explore. You probably will have to create an account and maybe create a class for your students to join. It really depends on the application, but a lot of these were very simple to use. The kids would just read along or follow along, and they would just complete the tasks. If you're in high school, a high school teacher, you can click on grades 9 and up, and I would highly recommend more of introducing students to Java and JavaScript, or even Python coding. They don't need to be using block-based coding websites. Khan Academy had a great lesson on creating web pages. You can check out Khan Academy. They also had an activity in there to connect to a database. So if you're in high school and you're teaching computer science, Khan Academy was a great resource to check out. But code.org really laid it out this year with bringing all resources together for teachers K through 12 and difficulty level. So I would highly recommend that you check out code.org, and if you don't have an account, create an account so that you can benefit from all of the resources that it has. And that's it. That's my show today. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions about anything that I've went over, you can certainly email me at matinakim@gmail.com, or you can also email sweettalkshow@gmail.com. Either or, I will get the email. I will also put the notes on the website and the links that I discussed on the notes, so that you can reference the blogs and the websites that I mentioned. So I hope you found this episode helpful. Have a great day. Bye-bye.